In this video, we're going to talk about owning an automotive franchise and what it takes to become a franchisee in that space. So before we get started, make sure you go to 1851franchise.com. And if you click on the How to Buy a Franchise tab, underneath that, there's two good resources for you. One is the Growth Club, where you can see an inventory of opportunities. If you click Automotive, put in your investment range and click search, it's going to give you the options that exist within the automotive space. And if you click on How to Buy a Franchise and you click on our masterclass, it's going to give you a great tool to help guide you on your process to becoming a franchisee, no matter what category you're looking at. If you've watched any of my other videos, it's pretty standard on how we start breaking down what is an opportunity, but it all begins with what are your goals. Some people say, I want income replacement. Some say, I want to create generational wealth. Some say, I want to get out of the grind of working in corporate America, and this is the brand that I want to get into. Some are looking for investment opportunities, a little bit more passive, some more active. And so it has to align, whatever industry you're looking to go into, it has to align with your goals. Now, the automotive industry, there's so many different variations of businesses that exists in here. There's plenty of oil change. There's tire businesses. There are obviously fix-it businesses. So there's a ton, car washes. There's a ton of different categories that connect back to automotive. Now, for me personally, I like cars, but I can't tell you anything about it. For me, that doesn't align to what I would look for in buying a franchise. I like to start with the passion play. So if you say, I love cars, it gives you another intangible when it comes to something that you're going to be really proud about to own and be ingrained in. A lot of people that leave a corporate job or a job period want to leave, especially if you're going into franchising, want to leave that job and go into something that they're going to be excited about owning, and perhaps owning an automotive business could fit that category. From a search standpoint, you've started establishing what your goals are. Now you want to start looking at what type of businesses align here. And oftentimes it's going to start with your capital that you can invest. Now, I've talked about this before. The back of the napkin number is you need at least 20% in cash. I would prefer to have a little bit more. So you can cover, obviously, a franchise fee that you're going to pay to the franchisor. And then you have enough money to now secure a loan so that you can open up your unit. My rule of 3 is you have enough money to open up 3, especially with businesses that you're going to want to scale. It's enough to get one open. There's enough for unit 2, and there's enough for a rainy day. That gives you enough momentum to get out of the gates so that you can get into that business and hopefully succeed. If you search for automotive franchises around the web, I'm going to do that live. You're going to see just so many different opportunities that come up. There's tons. And you're going to see these lists that say the top 15. Well, the top 15 is not necessarily the top 15 that's picked by that publication. Not saying necessarily that these are the ones that are going to make you the most money, or these are the ones that align to your best outcomes. But Entrepreneur Magazine has one for the top automotive franchises: ServiceMaster Restore, Tommy's Express Car Wash, Big O Tires, Midas, Take 5 Oil Change, Jiffy Lube, Amco. So there's a bunch of different options that exist there. Obviously, within 1851franchise.com, we have our lists as well. What I would encourage you to do is find one that you start to like. Say, is there a point of differentiation in here? Do I see a clear path to marketing this in my community? Because obviously you want to get customers. The advantage of being an automotive is people are going to drive past it every day, as long as you're not putting it in the backwoods. What kind of support do I get out of this business? Now, the beauty of the car industry, and you can see this, it is, when they say recession friendly or recession proof, it really is. People are still going to drive their cars, and they've been around for a while. Even with Teslas taking over the marketplace from an electronic standpoint, the businesses are still there. It continues to evolve and take shape. If I think about the oil change, that was a 90-day oil change. Now that might not have to be that case. Well, cars have evolved, so is the marketing, to say, here's a realistic turn of when you have to do a tune-up on your car. So if you decide on a category, what I encourage you to do, you've decided on automotive, pick a brand or two and put that at the top of your list, and then look at competitors in that space. Now you're going to want to line the two things that I said are important. How much money you have to invest to make sure that you can invest properly into that business. And then secondly, you want to see if there's going to be territory availability in the market that you're in. If there isn't, are you comfortable operating a business that might not be in your desirable market? That's something that you're going to want to work through. Eventually, then you get the FDD, which is going to give you more details, and you go through validation to ask franchisees, is this a brand that you want to, that you continue to invest in? On that point, I like seeing an indicator that someone wants to continue to invest their money in. It's usually a good indicator when franchisees are swallowing up more territory. That means there's a supply and demand issue, but there also is a validator, because if franchisees have bought in, had enough to buy 3, have bought 3 and now bought 5 and 6 and 7 and so on, that's a good indicator that there's a good business opportunity here, and what has been disclosed or promoted from a financial standpoint aligns to the expectation. So it's something that you need to watch for. As you go through this process, feel free to reach out to us on Growth Club. You can get to the Growth Club page on 1851, go to 1851franchise.com, click Growth Club at the top, fill out the form. We're happy to have a coaching call with you. You might actually talk with me. But I wish you the best of luck on your journey to buying a franchise. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight into buying an automotive franchise. Start with a Google search, find a few categories you like, align it back to your financial positioning, and make sure that there's availability in the marketplace. That gets you to the starting line pretty well, and will help guide you on your tour, or start you on your tour of becoming a franchise owner.